Master of Sass. A choice made and a path forged. The day had finally come. Selwyn came to the cell early that morning with breakfast. "Today's the day," he said. "Are you ready?" Irene just gave him a look.
"What are you going to do if I make a different choice than the one you want?" she asked.
"Doesn't matter. Once you've made your choice, you will be more powerful than me and Ender, quite possibly the most powerful being in Ninjago. I'm just trying to convince you to make the choice I want you to make," Selwyn replied.
"And what exactly have you done to make me want to agree with you?" Irene demanded. "All you've done is kidnap me, held me prisoner, threatened my loved ones if I don't cooperate, and basically scarred me for life. Tell me which of those things would make me want to do as you suggest."
"I told you, it's about order and control. Unless you'd rather destroy Ninjago and everything in it," Selwyn said.
"If it includes you, that doesn't sound too bad right now,"
Irene muttered under her breath. "What was that?" Selwyn asked sharply.
"Nothing,"
Irene said innocently. Lloyd, Cole, Nia, Kai, Jay, and Zane prepared to make their way to the cave. "Okay, it'll take about all day to get there on our elemental dragons, and there is no way we can keep it up the whole way. We'll have to double up and take turns with the dragons. We should make it just in time," Lloyd said. "Kai, you'll fly with me. Cole, you're with Zane, and Nia with Jay. Ready?" "Ready," the others replied. "Then let's go get our friend back," Lloyd said, and they took off. Irene stared at the white dress. Selwyn had told her to hurry up and change, but she just couldn't bring herself to do it. A knock on the door made her jump. "Hurry up! It's a long way to the cave," Selwyn shouted. Irene scrambled to change out of the indigo gi and into the white dress.
"Are you kidding me, Selwyn? No shoes?" she called.
"You'll be fine going barefoot. Are you dressed?" Selwyn asked.
"Yeah,"
Irene replied. He opened the door, frowning. "Your hair is a mess." Irene rolled her eyes.
"You don't care whether I have shoes or not, but you care if my hair is a little greasy?" she demanded.
"I have a very specific aesthetic in mind for you," he said. "Go wash your hair. Bathroom's that way." He pointed down the hall. Irene went into the bathroom to quickly wash her brown hair. She undid her braid and ran her fingers through her hair, trying to stall for time. Selwyn pounded on the door. "Quit stalling!" Irene hurried to wash her hair and redo it in the usual braid. She came out of the bathroom.
"Happy now?" she asked.
"Much better," Selwyn approved. "Let's go. It's a long way to the cave."
"Hey, how much farther?"
Jay called. "Jay, we're not even halfway there," Kai said.
"I know, I'm just impatient. Irene's probably freaking out right now,"
Jay replied. "Irene doesn't freak out, not unless there's spiders involved," Cole said.
"She's probably annoying Selwyn with petty and sarcastic remarks," Nia guessed.
"Yep, that sounds like her, our little master of sass," Cole said. They all laughed. "Man, I wish she was here," Lloyd said. Selwyn had escorted Irene to a horse-drawn carriage, and they were on their way.
"Hey, Selwyn, I've been wondering where you and Ender came from," Irene said. "Like, what was your childhood like? Did you even have a childhood, or did you just spawn into being as a manipulative creeper?"
"Manipulative creeper, really?" he asked.
"Don't ignore the question. Where did you come from? Why did the first Ninjutsu master choose you to pick the Master of Chaos? Why in the world did you think you could manipulate me? How did you pick me?" she asked.
"I had to look into the future when Ender and I were first assigned to the task. As soon as I saw you, I thought I could easily convince you to do as I asked." He smiled to himself, a faraway look in his yellow eyes. "The first time I saw you, you were so small, 7 years old, always following your older siblings around. You were so sweet, but you had a sharp tongue even at that age," he said. "Chaos was an element that the first Ninjutsu master could never control. He'd mastered nearly every other element, but Chaos did not want him. He didn't know how to harness it, so he called on Ender and I to find someone who could. As soon as I selected you, I went to him, and he drafted up the prophecy."
Ender said it was a set of instructions that was only worded so cryptically because you're a stuffed shirt, Irene said.
Of course you would call me a stuffed shirt because I prefer to follow the rules, Selwyn muttered.
Except for the times Ender called you out for breaking the rules yourself, Irene pointed out. And when I called you out on it, you said that you made the rules and they don't apply to you.
She grimaced in pain as Selwyn gripped her wrist tightly. It doesn't count as breaking the rules if I made the rules you're accusing me of breaking, he hissed. Now, I'd like you to be quiet for the rest of the ride. Understand?
Irene nodded, truly afraid. He needs me alive, that much is certain, but I don't know if he needs me in one piece. If I anger him to the point of violence, he might break a few bones or something. I can't risk that.
She scooted away from Selwyn as far as she could without falling out of the carriage and waited for them to arrive at the cave. I can see the cave. We're almost there, Zane said, and the moon isn't even visible. Nice work, everyone. We got here earlier than expected, Lloyd said. They landed at the entrance of the cave. Should we wait for Ender or do we go in right now and check it out? Kai asked. No need to wait for me. I'm here, Ender said, appearing out of nowhere and making Jay almost jump out of his skin.
Don't sneak up on us like that, he complained.
So what exactly is supposed to happen here? Nia asked. I'll show you, Ender replied, leading them all into the cave. It was dark in there. Kai, would you light the torches, please? Kai ignited his hand, seeing torches on the walls of the cave. He lit them and extinguished the fire in his palm. Do you see these carvings on the wall? Ender asked, pointing. The ninja squinted at the 3 figures carved on the wall with faded colors. Hey, is that Irene in the middle? Cole asked, pointing. Yes, on the left in the pale yellow cloak, that's Selwyn. The dude in the dark red cloak is me, Ender replied. So where's that red cloak now? Jay asked him. Ender simply reached into Jay's shadow and pulled out a bundle of dark red fabric. As the Harbinger of Shadow, I have some pretty cool powers, like storing items in a pocket dimension only accessible through shadows, he said smugly. He unfurled the cloak and settled it around his shoulders. He gestured to the ground. You see those runes? There were several mysterious symbols carved in a large circle and a smaller circle in the middle. Irene's going to stand in the middle of the inner circle, and Sel and I will be in the outer ring, he explained. Once we activate the runes, we'll be able to fully unlock her elemental powers of chaos, and the decision must be made at that precise moment or everything will go wrong. When you say everything will go wrong, what do you mean exactly? Zane asked. Let's just say that Ninjago as you know it would change, and not for the better, Ender replied. Disaster would reign supreme, and many people would be hurt, or worse. That sounds bad, Jay said. They heard a voice calling into the cave. Ender, are you here yet? That's Selwyn. Go hide, Ender hissed to the ninja. As they hid, he called out, What took you so long, Sel? Is Irene with you?
I'm here, Irene said as Selwyn pulled her into the cave. You didn't tell me he was an evil, manipulative jerk.
I'm not evil, Selwyn objected.
Like threatening my family is such a nice guy thing to do, Irene sassed.
She yanked her hand out of Selwyn's grip.
All right, the sun and moon are visible. What am I supposed to do? She asked.
See those runes? Go stand in the inner circle, Ender said, pointing. Irene moved to stand in the middle. Sel, where's your cloak? Ender asked. Selwyn went back outside of the carriage to retrieve it and returned, draped in the pale yellow fabric. He pulled the hood up. Ender did the same. Let's get started. The two of them moved to stand in the outer circle on either side of Irene. Okay, sweetie, there's no need to be scared. We're going to activate the runes and unlock your powers, and the second we do that, you have to make your decision. Got it? Ender said in a soft voice. Irene nodded. Ender and Selwyn started chanting in an unknown language, and the runes began to light up. Irene looked down at her hands. Her fingertips were glowing. Panic built up in her chest.
After all this time, so much worrying, wondering, and anxiety, and it's finally time. But what do I choose? Order or chaos? Control or freedom? What am I supposed to do?
The runes in the outer circle were all lit up. The ones in the inner circle started to glow.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm not ready for this. What if I mess it up? What if I choose wrong?
Which is the right choice? They both said not to trust the other. Who do I trust? What do I do? Her whole body was glowing now, and she was starting to float into the air. Irene looked around frantically, and she spotted her friends hiding behind a boulder, staring at her in shock. If I make the wrong choice, I'll doom them. But what do I do? As the last rune lit up, Irene recalled what Sensei Wu had told her. You can take one of the paths set before you or forge your own. What is your choice? Someone shouted. Control and order or chaos and freedom? I choose both, Irene whispered as a storm of pure chaos swirled around her. She raised her voice. I choose both! I forge my own path! The storm condensed around her, and she screamed as her body tried to absorb all the power, her eyes glowing yellow and red. Everything went still, and Irene fell to the ground in a heap, the glow fading. That wasn't the outcome I expected, someone muttered. She saw the options before her and made a new one. That's incredible, Ender gasped. You actually did something right for once. Someone looked offended. Irene! Nia shouted, coming out from behind the boulder. The boys were close behind. Is she okay? Is she breathing? Jay panicked. Zane knelt beside her and ran a scan. She's alive, but barely, he said. Better than the alternative, Kai said, relieved. She's so pale. You're sure she's going to be okay? Cole asked. He looked at Ender. What's going to happen to her? Irene needs time to acclimate. She made a decision that was so unexpected it's affecting her differently. She should be all right, Ender assured. If she survives and doesn't go insane, someone muttered. You're saying it could kill her? Lloyd said. She's strong. She'll probably make it, someone replied, though she might not be the Irene you know. Oh, now you tell us that this whole ordeal could alter her entire personality, Jay complained. We should get her back to the bounty, Zane said, picking Irene up in his arms. Oh, it took us all day to get here. It's going to take us all night to fly back, Jay whined. Ender raised his hand. If you'll allow me, I have a quicker way to get you back, he suggested. Let's hear it, Kai said. In addition to storing things in shadows, I can also travel through them or send things to other places the same way, Ender said. That's how I got on your ship the last time, and that's how I got to this cave. He spread his arms out. Grab hold, everyone. The ninja all grabbed onto his arms. Selwyn started to do the same, but Ender stopped him. Sorry, Sel, but she's not going to want to see the face of the guy who held her prisoner in his basement. You're not coming, he said. Fine, but I will check on her later, Selwyn promised, exiting the cave. The shadows rose up around the group, and they were swallowed up in darkness. When the shadows retreated, they were on the deck of the Destiny's Bounty. They all ran below, yelling for Sensei Wu. He came out to see Irene's limp body in Zane's arms. What happened? She asked. He asked. She made a rather unforeseen choice, and now her body's trying to handle the consequences of the raw elemental power, Ender explained. If she survives, she might not be the same person. Zane carried Irene to her room and laid her down on the bed. How long will it take? Kai demanded. Ender shrugged. It's up to her. There's nothing we can do except wait.
Hello? Irene called. Is someone there?
Human? Little human, are you lost? Irene whirled around, trying to see into the darkness.
Who's there? What do you want?
She asked. I saw you. So fierce, so protective. Powerful.
What do you mean? Who are you?
Irene said. I am older than time. I have seen the birth of Ninjago, and I have attached myself to you.
Wait, you're Chaos?
Irene said. Yes. I am Chaos. You are the new master of Chaos. You are my human. I will do what you ask.
Ender said you were alive in a way. And you're aware. How is this going to work? She asked.
I have wisdom. I can give advice. You have my power. You are my human, my host. I cannot survive without you now.
So, my choice. How does that play into the situation?
Irene asked.
I chose both order and chaos, freedom and control. I forged my own path. What will that do to us?
It will unite us, better than if we had chosen one or the other. We will be one,
Let me see you, Irene requested.
She gasped as she saw it. Chaos was beautiful and terrible, a truly incredible thing. She reached out to touch it. It embraced her fully. She awoke with a gasp, her eyes briefly flashing red and yellow before fading back to blue and brown. The ninja, Wu, and Ender stood by her bed, looking worried. Irene, are you still, you? Cole asked cautiously. Irene stared at her friends for a moment.
Well, who else could I possibly be if I wasn't me? Just be glad I'm not Jay, she sassed.
Why you gotta pick on me? Jay whined as the others laughed. It's good to have you back, sister, Zane said, smiling. She leaned over and hugged him. You had us worried. What happened? Nia asked. What choice did you make? Wu asked. Irene smiled.
I took your advice, Sensei. I forged my own path. I chose both.
Her eyes widened in surprise.
Ender? You're here too? Why? She wondered.
Just want to see that you're okay, he said. How do you feel? Irene paused for a moment.
It's like all my senses have expanded, and instead of seeing 3 dimensions, I'm seeing 4.5 dimensions. And I can do so much more. I don't know what exactly, but I'll figure it out as I go, I guess, she said.
How does one see half a dimension? Zane wondered.
I don't know, but I see it, Irene replied.
She looked down at her bare feet.
Now, if y'all will excuse me, I gotta change. Someone didn't even give me any shoes when he made me wear this. I mean, come on. If he was going for a specific aesthetic, he could have given me a pair of sandals at least, she complained.
Kai chuckled as they all left her alone. There's our master of sass. Irene was out on the deck by herself, back in her indigo gi. She looked up at the sky, trying to figure out all she could do with her new powers. Irene? She turned to see Ender.
Yeah?
If you don't mind, I'd like to stick around for a bit. Make sure you're adjusting properly. You know, just come by and hang around, if that's all right with you, he said hesitantly. The others don't mind. They think it's a great idea, but I wanted to be sure you were okay with it. Are you okay with it?
Ender, I'm perfectly fine with your decision to stick around. The more the merrier, and you're actually a pretty good guy, Irene said. And you seem to know quite a bit about chaos. I could use your help in mastering control over it.
I'll help you however I can, Ender agreed. He suddenly pulled Irene into a hug. She stiffened in surprise. Too much? Ender asked, starting to pull away. Irene wrapped her arms around him.
This is nice. Just a little more warning next time, okay? She said.
Okay, he said. As he let go of her, he asked, So you chose both. How'd you make that decision?
I was so scared of making the wrong choice, and I couldn't tell which one was right. But Sensei Wu gave me some advice. He told me I could take one of the paths set before me, or forge my own. And that's what I did, Irene replied. I didn't see it at the time, but I realize now that if I'd chosen one or the other, the balance would have been tipped. By choosing both, the balance is still there, and I don't regret it. I'm still myself, but more. You know what I mean?
Ender laughed. I can count on one hand the number of times I've agreed with Selwyn, but choosing you to be the master of chaos was the best decision he ever made.